Hey guys, come on downstairs. We're bringing a little more Charlotte Hornets My League action to you today on NBA 2K21. Here in Mama's Basement, we're going to play games 45 through 49 of our season number 1. It's a 5-game stretch here. We come in to this at 20-24, having won 4 of our last 10 games. We are 12-8 at home. We're 8-16 away from the Spectrum Center. And we're going to start this one out on the road against the Denver Nuggets. So we continue this West Coast road trip where we went to Utah, Phoenix, and Portland. And now we hit Denver on our way back. Mile High City. Nuggets, a disappointing 16-24. We're sitting at 20-24. Nikola Jokic, 25.5 points a game, 10.4 rebounds, 7.4 assists. Their starting lineup is Murray, Hampton, Porter Jr., Millsap, and Jokic. We're going with our regular of Ball, Rozier, Hayward, Washington, and Zeller. And we're going to simcast here to the fourth quarter. Nuggets have a 20-point lead. And so we're just going to simulate the rest of it. Nuggets end up with a win, 126-111 in game number 45. So we shoot 34% from 3. They shoot 42%, 54% overall. And their bench killed us, it looked like. And we go to game number 46, sitting at 20-25. We're going to host the Orlando Magic, who are 18-25. And we're back home where we actually have a winning record. So that's typical of a young team. Win much more at home than they do on the road. As we look at the Eastern Conference standings, we're a couple of games behind the Chicago Bulls for the 8th and final playoff spot. No play-in tournament here in NBA 2K21. They didn't figure out a way to get that into the game. I don't know how or why they weren't able to figure that out. Laziness, I guess. They couldn't copy and paste the tournament in because they didn't have it made already. I don't know. All right, so we simcast to the fourth quarter. Magic leading by 22, and yikes. So we're just going to simulate to the end of that one as well. 128-106. Huge win for Orlando over us. And so we can't feel great about that win, or that, we lost to Denver, didn't we? Ow, horrible stretch, guys. We are 20-26 as we head into game 47, and it isn't getting any easier. We're playing the Milwaukee Bucks here at home. They are 20 games over 500 at 33-13. So if we're going to make the playoffs, guys, we have got to turn some things around here. Drew Holiday, big acquisition for Milwaukee. 17.2 points per game. And he is, you talk about having a big three. Middleton, Giannis. You can throw Drew Holiday up in and maybe call that a big three. Holiday, Giannis, and Middleton. Middleton's very underrated in my opinion. Offensively and defensively, to be honest. Obviously, offensively, he's incredible. That's where he excels. He's a great mid-range shooter. I've watched the Bucks quite a bit this season because my guy Sam Merrill plays for him. He doesn't get a lot of minutes, but he plays every once in a while, and he does well when he's in. Here's Giannis around a screen. Bucks leading by 17 at this point. Here's Middleton from the corner. That's his spot. In fact, my college team played Middleton in the NCAA tournament when he was at Texas A&M. And I remember he wasn't the headliner of that game. It was Sloan. I can't remember his first name, but Sloan was the guy at Texas A&M that everybody was like, oh, you got to watch out for Sloan. He'll eat you alive. We ended up playing them in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Utah State's my team. We were an at-large bid that year. And I felt really good about our chances against that team. And this no-name freshman named Chris Middleton just ate our lunch, just absolutely destroyed us in that NCAA tournament. Middleton was so good. And I was just like, forget about Sloan. This Middleton guy is just torching us. He had like 26 points and didn't miss a shot and just killed us. Every time we would make a run, he would answer. And that's kind of what he does with the Bucks too. He's kind of the run stopper. Whenever anybody gets a run on the Bucks, it's Middleton that kind of puts an end to it by hitting a couple of tough shots. Here's Giannis out to Middleton again. Corner three, good. And the Bucks are pulling away 112-95 here midway through the fourth quarter. Holiday looking down on the block to Giannis. Turnaround fall away shot, no. PJ Washington with the rebound. He'll quickly get it out to Ball. We've got a little 2-on-1 fast break. We get it down to Hayward for the dunk. And we're going to keep competing here. It's not looking good, but we're going to keep competing. 5:48 to go. We're down by 15 points, 114-99. Giannis at the top of the key to Holiday. I mean, if we are going to make the playoffs, we're going to end up playing a team like the Bucks, who is at the top of the Eastern Conference. As you see, Giannis just blow by PJ Washington for the dunk. Final score of 134-113 here in Game 47. Another loss for Charlotte. I know we talked a couple of episodes ago about maybe making some changes. We haven't done that yet, but now we are going to pull the trigger. All right, we are sending PJ Washington, Caleb Martin, and Jalen McDaniels to the Miami Heat. In return, we get Precious Achiuwa, Duncan Robinson, and Myers Leonard. All right, disclaimer on this. I did this trade several months ago before any of the Myers Leonard stuff blew up. And I picked him up for his shooting. Duncan Robinson, obviously, for his shooting. And Precious Achiuwa is a rookie. And he's a good rebounder and has pretty good potential in this game. Whether he does in real life or not remains to be seen, but in this game, I think he has a lot of potential. And so I don't know. What do you guys think about that trade? Did we win it? Did we lose too much with giving up PJ Washington? I think we really can use Duncan Robinson as another shooter coming off the bench. And I don't know. I don't know. I have a hard time believing that we won this trade. It looks fairly even, and we may have come out a little bit on the other side of it. It just depends on what Precious Achiuwa turns out to be in the coming years. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I promise this is just the first of the moves we're going to end up making. We might make another one or two this season. I try to keep it as realistic as I can. We're not going to trade away our entire team. Holy crap, dude. That mix-up in team chemistry maybe is what we needed, because we just clobbered the Knicks 125-93 in game number 48. So maybe that mix-up helped spur us into a little bit of a winning run. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Game number 49 on the road at the Washington Wizards. They are 19-28, and we are 21-27 after that huge win against the Knicks. The Wizards never should have changed their name. I get why they did it. I know, I get all the politically correct stuff, but the Bullets was a great name. And we're going to do some throwback uniforms here. Wizards wearing their old Bullets uniforms. They're going to go with Westbrook, Bill, Avdija, Rui Hachimura, and Lopez. We're going with Precious Achiuwa in the starting lineup in his second game as a Charlotte Hornet. The first one we didn't see any highlights of because it was a blowout. So we'll finally see some highlights here of Precious Achiuwa and maybe Duncan Robinson. I don't know if Myers Leonard will get in the game or not. I know he plays some down the stretch. And remember, all this happened a couple of months before the Myers Leonard stuff blew up. So just deal with the Myers Leonard on our team for a little while, and he doesn't make it into season 2. I'll tell you that much now. All right, here is Hachimura. But I mean, let's get back to the Myers Leonard stuff. Let's address that really quickly. He made huge mistakes. Obviously, showed some serious bad tendencies. And obviously I don't agree with anything that he said, but I do believe him. I actually do believe him when he says he wasn't quite sure what that term meant. Like, I do believe that to an extent. Like, I know he knows it's not a good term, but I don't know if he understood how offensive the term was. But he does now. And on that note, like, I'm not a Myers Leonard apologist, and I will, and in almost every circumstance, not every circumstance, but in almost every circumstance, I will give people second chances, and I think Myers Leonard deserves a second chance. Mostly because, as far as I know, that was his first offense, was it not? I think it was. So, I mean, if this is like a something that's happening over and over, and a behavior that, looks like is deeply rooted and something he's not changing on, then yeah, I agree with like maybe blackballing him out of the league. But I don't know if I agree with it after one offense. But, it is what it is. And that's the world we live in right now. And I understand it. It is definitely a sensitive topic and a sensitive thing. And he definitely made some very poor choices in words while playing that game or whatever it was he was playing. So that's my stance on Myers Leonard. I don't like what he said, but I also don't think he needs to be crucified for it. Anyway, it is what it is. All right. Hornets leading 110-103, 5:40 to go in the fourth quarter. And we're going to see if we can hold on here with a 5-point lead. Here's Ball on the right side. Ball around the screen from Precious Achiuwa. Over to the corner to Rozier, and Rozier hits the shot. 118-113, Hornets with the lead. Precious Achiuwa set a good screen there. We probably had him on the roll, but we didn't get it to him. Here's LaMelo. LaMelo around the Zeller screen. LaMelo kicks it back out to Rozier. Wide open three. Got it. Terry Rozier hits the shot, and we win our second game since the trade. 124-115. And we are, don't look now, guys, we're almost to game number 50 as we start to make some progress on season number 1 here. That is where we'll end the episode. We sit at 22-27, and we happen to be tied now with the Orlando Magic for the final playoff spot with identical records. Up next, we've got the Spurs, the Magic again, the Rockets, and then the Dallas Mavericks. So that's it for this episode number 15 of our Charlotte Hornets My League. It's NBA 2K21 and Mama's Basement Sports Gaming.